Happy Easter. I want to talk to you about a man that I came across by the name of Walt Whitman, a very progressive minded man, very sexually, it fascinated me about his sexuality, it really did. This book basically was troublesome of Leaves and Grass and some of his other points because they were kind of racy. But Walt Whitman was a progressive man back in the 1800s. Very progressive. And I think it wasn't the Civil War or something. There was a war that he did. I can't remember what it was. I just am in a weird mood today, drinking my red wine on Easter Sunday and vaping something. I have not a clue what it is. I found it in my drawer here. It's probably been sitting there forever. Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass. I found this somewhere. I don't know where. You have to understand, guys, that in my mind, I'm fascinated with what other people are thinking. That's the reason why philosophy always fascinated me. It's the thinking of a man. It's the thinking of a man, what he's experienced and what he's going to experience. I'm going to read some of this. I celebrate myself and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. So in other words, he's saying we have a common bond between us, okay, because we share the same atoms. I loathe and invite my soul. Me too. I lean and loathe at my ease. I'm having a hard time reading, guys. These are great glasses, but I still can't read this. It's about this tiny. I wonder if I can I get it back? How do I? Here we go. This works. Hey guys, let's do it this way.
Leaves of Grass. Song of myself. I celebrate myself and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I loaf and invite my soul, I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a sphere of summer grass. Houses and rooms are full of perfumes. The shelves are crowded with perfumes. I breathe the fragrance myself, and know it and like it. The distillation would intoxicate me also, but I shall not let it. The atmosphere is not a perfume. It has no taste of the distillation. It is odorless. It is for my mouth forever. I am in love with it. I will go to the bank by the wood and become undisguised and naked. I am mad for it to be in contact with me. The smoke of my own breath echoes, ripples, and buzzed whispers. Love root, silk thread, crotch and vine. My respiration and inspiration, the beating of my heart, the passing of blood and the sniff of green leaves and dry leaves, and of the shore and dark-colored sirox, and of hay in the barn. The sound of the belched words of my voice, words loose to the eddies of the wind, a few light kisses, a few embraces, a reaching around of arms, the play of shine and shade on the trees as the supple boughs wag, the delight alone or in the rush of the streets, or along the fields and hillsides, the feeling of health, the full noon trill, the song of me rising from bed and meeting the sun. Have you reckoned 1,000 acres much? Have you reckoned the earth much? Have you practiced so long to learn to read? Have you felt so proud to get at the meaning of poems? Stop this day and night with me, and you shall possess the origin of all poems. You shall possess the good of the earth and sun. There are millions of suns left. You shall no longer take things at second or third hand, nor look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on the specters and books. You shall not look through my eyes either, nor take things from me. You shall listen to all sides and filter them from yourself. I have heard what the talkers were talking, the talk of the beginning and the end, but I do not talk of the beginning or the end. There was never any more inception than there is now, nor any more youth or age than there is now, and will never be any more perfection than there is now, nor any more heaven or hell than there is now. Clear and sweet is my soul, and clear and sweet is all that is not my soul. Lack one lacks both. And the unseen is proved by the seen, till that becomes unseen and receives proof in its turn. Showing the best and dividing it from the worst, age vexes age, knowing the perfect fitness and equanimity of things. While they discuss, I am silent, and go bathe and admire myself. Welcome is every organ and attribute of me, and of any man hearty and clean. Not an inch nor a particle of an inch is vile, and none shall be less familiar than the rest. I am satisfied. I see, dance, laugh, sing, as God comes a loving bedfellow and sleeps at my side all night and close on the peep of the day, and leaves for me baskets covered with white towels bulging the house with their plenty. Shall I postpone my acceptation and realization and scream at my eyes, that they turn from gazing after and down the road, and forthwith cipher and show me to assent exactly the contents of one, and exactly the contents of two, and which is ahead? Trippers and askers surround me, people I meet, the effect upon me of my early life, of the ward and city I live in, of the nation, the latest news, discoveries, inventions, societies.
I'll be right back.
Authors old and new, my dinner, dress, associates, looks, business, compliments, dues, the real or fancied indifference of some man or woman I love, the sickness of one of my folks or of myself, or ill-doing, or loss or lack of money, or depressions or exaltations. They come to me days and nights and go from me again. But they are not the me myself. Apart from the pulling and hauling stands what? And I know that the Spirit of God is the eldest brother of my own, and that all the men ever born are also my brothers, and the women my sisters and lovers, and that a kelson of the creation is love, and limitless are leaves stiff or drooping in the fields, and brown ants in the little wells beneath them, and mossy scabs of the wharf-ends, and heaped stones, and elder and mullein and pokeweed. A child said, "What is the grass?" fetching it to me with full hands. How could I answer the child? I do not know what it is any more than he. I guess it must be the flag of my disposition, out of hopeful green stuff woven. Or I guess it is the handkerchief of the Lord, a scented gift and remembrancer designedly dropped, bearing the owner's name some way in the corners, that we may see and remark and say whose? Or I guess the grass is itself a child, the produced babe of the vegetation. Or I guess it is a uniform hieroglyphic, and it mean. This grass is very dark to be from the white heads of old mothers, darker than the colorless beards of old men, dark to come from under the faint red roofs of mouths. Oh, I perceive after all so many uttering tongues, and I perceive they do not come from the roofs of mouths for nothing. I wish I could translate the hints about the dead young men and women, and the hints about old men and mothers, and the offspring taken soon out of their laps. What do you think has become of the young and old men? And what do you think has become of the women and children? They are alive and well somewhere. The smallest sprout shows there is really no death, and if ever there was, it led forward life, and does not wait at the end to arrest it, and cease the moment life appeared. All goes onward and outward, and nothing collapses, and to die is different from what anyone supposed, and luckier.
Let me turn this off about Walt Whitman. During this period of time, Walt Whitman is a modern man. His thinking is a modern man in the 1800s. The things that he talks about is what he's used to. An afterlife, a better life. You know, you don't just die, you have a better life after you die. Walt Whitman always fascinated me. He's a fascinating man. Take the time to research this man. He was an interesting person. His poetry really touched me because the way he gets involved with his poetry and how he talks about the fact that he either is or he is not. And do you like poems? Do you like to read? And he kind of wrestles with your own thoughts and in what you think and what is around you and what you see. You know, I always tell people when you're walking outside, see the beauty of it. See the beauty of it and just admire it. You know, lay in the grass. Feel it underneath you. Feel the earth underneath you. You know, as I've said before, this is where Walt Whitman and I differ, because I say when you die and that's it. There is no afterlife. You don't go anywhere else. Because human beings, basically in our own minds, we want to live forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So if this old body is gone, we're going to go in another body, reincarnation. Or we're going to heaven, to a better place. The human beings, I don't understand it. Why you're so freaked out about it. I'm not freaked out about it. I could care less. As a matter of fact, after I finish my red wine, I'm going to have me some strawberries and cream. Now, the whole point that I'm trying, what is all this? I'm getting a lot of YouTube stuff on my phone. Having Wi-Fi is a pain in the butt because stuff keeps popping up. Now, with Walt Whitman, I enjoyed him. He was sexually involved, I should say. He did a lot of wild sexual stuff. But Walt Whitman's a fascinating man. Take the time to research him. I will try to find something so you can click on the link. He's a fascinating man. And I want to do one more thing. Let me get out Leaves of Grass with Walt Whitman. And I want to talk to you about this. Let me tell you about this. He was very, very active in 1865. He did a lot of Civil War. The biographies, 3 minutes and 24 minutes of a biography of Walt Whitman. Are you kidding me? Here it is. Here we go. I want to talk about this. Are we going to do anything, or we're just going to read it? Oh, this is just to be read. Walt Whitman was very active in the war. Walt Whitman pretty much, he's a product of his time, is what he was. He's I'm a product of my time in 2025. And Walt Whitman, he just really, it was kind of interesting the way he was about the Civil War. And then, yeah, here it is. Let's see if I can find this. Walt Whitman is a moving Civil War poem written from the perspective of a soldier. He details the difficulty of a particular year. Arm year of the struggle. This is 1861. No dainty rhymes or sentimental love verses for you. Terrible year. What is this? What is this? I'm sitting here on a website and it puts up unlocks the secrets to poetry? Huh? Oh my Lord. That just completely messed me up. You go on these sites on the internet and they throw crap at you. Not you as some pale poetling. And some of these words I don't understand. This is Old English. And Old English is not easy to understand. Seated at the desk, lisping Candace's piano, but his strong man erect, clothed in blue clothes. We know what blue clothes is, that's the Union. Advancing, carrying a rifle on your shoulder, with well-gifted body and sunburnt face and hands, with a knife in the belt at your side. As I heard you shouting loud, your sonorous voice ringing across the continent, your masculine voice, O year, as rising amid the great cities. Among the men of Manhattan, I saw you as one of the workmen, the dwellers in Manhattan, or with large steps crossing the prairies out of Illinois and Indiana, rapidly crossing the rest with springy gait and descending with Alleghanies, or down from the Great Lakes, or in Pennsylvania, or on the deck among the Ohio River, or southward among the Tennessee and Cumberland rivers, or Chattanooga on mountain top. Saw you gate and saw I you sinewy limbs, I don't know what that is, clothed in blue bearing weapons, robust year. Heard your determined voice launch forth again and again, year that suddenly sang by the mouths of the round-lipped cannon. I repeat you hurrying, crashing, sad, distracted year. The epitome of the Civil War, it was awful. It was awful. And as I said, guys, the South had a lot of pride. And we did. We had a lot of pride. You know? And slavery was not necessarily, guys, England brought slavery. They're the slave people, England. And that's how we got our slaves. They would sell them. And we would buy them and work them. I don't know where I'm going with this, but Walt Whitman is a fascinating guy. And I just thought I would do an educational vlog because I'm not stupid, guys. I actually do get into some pretty wild stuff. I'm going to talk about some philosophy down the road. Philosophy always fascinated me. We had a teacher at Central Piedmont, really strange dude, and he did stuff at the Double Door. I don't know what, but he did. I used to, you can go to Central Piedmont and actually do a virtual class. And I would go in there and do a virtual class and listen to him about philosophy. Fascinating man, fascinating man. So I'll get into that. Walt Whitman is a fantastic dude, a modern man. Thanks for watching, guys. I don't know if this makes any sense or not, and I'm getting a little bit of a wine buzz. Peace.